All right, well, today is the Seller Supporting Seller-thon event in my Facebook group, the Facebook Reselling Resource Center. It's just one of the many events that we have in that group where a group of almost 18,000 resellers come together to help each other out, and it just generates so many sales every time we run it. This is the 18th such event, so it's free to join the group. The link's down below in the description section if you want to learn more. A few members of the group helped me out and supported me by making a few sales, so let me show you what they were. The first one I'm going to show you comes from Patrick Norman, so thank you, Pat, for this purchase. He wound up grabbing the last one of these Punisher prints. This one signed by John Hebert. I've shown many of these John Hebert signed prints before. I have many other characters available in my store, including another cool one of the Punisher where he's jumping out of a window, like bashing through it with both guns blazing. It's a really cool print. So there's some more of those available, but this is the last one Pat grabbed right there. So thanks a lot for that one. Let's see, Lee Numbers. Lee Numbers was actually just up for Support That Seller Sunday, and he made over $500 in sales in that one event. And in fact, Pete the Craigslist Hunter, I just got the official numbers in on that, made almost $800 in sales for Support That Seller Sunday this past weekend. So that was a record breaker. We had D from Flippin' Particles, who also made over $700 in sales. And then we had another $500 sale day a few weeks before that. So it's been crazy, but thanks. Lee is a big fan of Survivor. This is just some DVDs that I picked up a long time ago. I didn't purchase them originally for reselling purposes, but I watched them once. They've been sitting around for years and years, and so I just decided to get rid of them when we were doing one of our basement clean out events here, during this whole quarantine thing. So $10 for these two. Lee is someone who co-created a Survivor group, and he hopes to get these signed by Richard Hatch. So that would be really awesome. Lee, let me know, follow up with me. Let me know if that ever happens. Okay, so the next one here, we've got a mobile card here. Now, I brought this over here from where I keep my postcards, but some of you will remember this one. I picked this out of the postcard bin about, I don't know, maybe a week or two ago. So this is cool. This mobile check-in one sold for $10. So thank you very much, Justin, for purchasing this one. It's one of those mobile reminder cards. I have another one that I am going to put up, but that will be the last one. So if you're interested in it, you go check the store out for that one. And the last thing so far today is Sylvia Young made a nice purchase right here. You could see here this encyclopedia. Now, it's not really an encyclopedia, even though it looks like one. This is a Mrs. Primetime find. She got this at a garage sale for 50 cents. It looks cool, right? It looks official, but what it is, it's a secret storage container. So let me see if I could show you this, if I could do it with one hand. So there we go. See, you open it up, and there you go. You could store all sorts of secret stuff in there. So that sold for $30. Thank you very much, Sylvia. She's a big supporter of the channel and in the Facebook group. So really appreciate you making that purchase. Gonna pack these up and get them on their way. All right, so those items are all packed up and ready to go. And while I was packing them up, another sale came through outside of the Seller-thon event. And that has to do with these 12 Tom and Jerry comic books that you see here. Now, these are old. They come from the 1950s. I'll show you the issues. I know there's a lot of Tom and Jerry fans out there. I certainly am one as well. I grew up watching Tom and Jerry cartoons. Absolutely love them. I have a Tom and Jerry sign the next door over in my man cave. So they definitely have a special place in my heart. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they're worth a lot of money. Sometimes people think that just because you see old comic books like this from the 1950s, that means that they are worth a lot of money. Don't want that to slide off there. And that's not necessarily the case. It can be, but it depends on the title. It depends on what happened in the issue. It depends on condition. There's all sorts of things that play into it. Now, these are what I would call just, cartoony based comic books, and there's generally not a really high demand for those. People will obviously pay for them, but they're just not going to pay a ton of money. Unless you had something like a first issue or a first appearance of a particular character, then you're generally not going to get a lot for these cartoony kind of books. Those sold though for $27 for the 12, which isn't bad considering that I got them for about 10 cents a piece. So I'll take that deal all day. We're going to pack those up in a minute and get them off to a happy customer. I was looking around here, by the way, an update on the sign that I did yesterday, that old Milwaukee sign with the chalkboard. Pink Elephant Limited got in touch with me, told me that she is interested in it. She also told me that she's learned a lot from this channel about comic books, and she's going to start listing them because she's gotten confidence from this channel. So that's exciting to me. That big sign, it's a big old Milwaukee sign. I got it out of the shed. It was standing up in the corner. If you've ever seen inside my shed, you've definitely seen the sign. And it gives me a good opportunity to get this sign out of here. You might remember me picking this up at an estate sale. I got it for a pretty good price, but one of the things that I didn't see well when I was in there was that this has all sorts of water discoloration on the back of it, and also actually on the print itself, you could see that there. So I haven't really decided what the heck I'm going to do with this, but it keeps just getting in my way over here. So I'm going to move this one over to the shed and just get it out of here for now, and we'll figure out what to do with this at a later point. All right, the sales just keep rolling in. Another one is going to wipe out a whole section of my shelf here. This stack of Mad magazines, there's 50 of them there, sold for $120. Let me show them to you, tell you a little bit more about them and the negotiation that took place that allowed me to get the $120 out of these. I'm going to show you some of the covers as I talk to you about the negotiation, and a little bit more about the Mad magazines. I know a lot of people who watch this channel love when I show the Mad magazines because they remember a lot of these covers from when they were younger. I certainly do as well. This is a great one right here, Macaulay Culkin. I read these all the time. I used to pick them up at corner stores and drugstores and stuff, and just loved them. Basically, the thing with Mad magazines is that for these, the older the better for sure. Remember I said it does depend partly on the title, and Mad magazine started in the 1950s, and there's not many of those around anymore. So when you combine a popular title with scarcity, that is something that's going to increase value, even if there's condition problems with them. So if you remember from last year, if you're watching my channel and my treasure hunts and haul videos, I picked up a lot of Mad magazines, a bunch of them at different places, estate sales, flea markets. I bought them in bulk. I get them at a discount price. And then what I would do is just combine them in these lots of 50 and sell them off that way. Now, basically, what I would do is sell them pretty much between $150 and $200, just depending on the age of the books. So the older, definitely the better. And depending on what issues you have from the 1950s, they could even sell for higher than $200. It really depends on the issues and if you have a consecutive run of particular issues in order. Now, these are mostly from the 1980s. There's a few from the 1970s, or one or a few, and one or a few from the 1990s, but it's generally a 1980s lot. So it's still valuable, just not as valuable as the numbers I was citing you earlier. So I had them for $125. Someone sent me an offer of $95. And I just declined the offer because there was no way I was going to go under $100. Now, someone might say, well, why don't you just counter offer it? Because I have a lot of history with these items, and I knew that the $125 is a steal. And generally, my negotiation tactic is that I try to meet the person in the middle. But I didn't even want to do that here because I felt that I'd be giving up too much with the price here for these books. And so I had a feeling that this person was just going to write back with another offer. Sure enough, they did. They sent back a counter offer of $105. So now we're only $20 off. You can make the argument, why don't you just counter offer the person halfway? Then you'd be at about 115 bucks and, just call it a day. But again, I know that the 100, I love this title. I know that the, I love this cover. I mean, I know that the $125 is a steal. And so as a result of that, I just sent the person a note. And sometimes you got to do that. And I just said, nicely, hello, thanks for your offer. I said, the price of $125 on these is a steal. I said that. And I said, so I'll take $5 off of it. I said, but that's pretty much all I'm going to do on this. And so the person just bought them at $120. Now, I don't normally do that. Most of the time, I meet people in the middle and we make a deal. But for these, I just knew I already had them low enough. And at the $125 price, that person knew they were getting a deal. And that's why the person quickly accepted the offer of $120. And that's why the person also responded so fast with a counteroffer. So all that certainly helped. All right, now let me show you a little shipping trick that I like to use sometimes when you have the perfect box in terms of it's structured really well to fit the contents of what you have, but there's a space underneath it like that. This happens sometimes with boxes, so it's an easy fix. But as you can see here, so that's 25 of the Mad magazines, and here's the other 25. I showed in the video where I talked about the $2,000+ worth of comic books that I sold and had obtained for 10 bucks. Go watch that video if you want to see how I create these customized internal boxes for lots of magazines and comics. But the problem is we have that space down there. We don't want to leave that. So what I do is I just cut a flap of cardboard off of, some strip of cardboard. And then what I do is I just tuck it right under here like this. And I'll just lift this flap up here. Just press it down like that. Press it down like that. Then I'm just going to tape it up and we'll be all set. Just straighten that out a bit. So just 2 vertical strips like that just to connect and bridge the old cardboard to the new cardboard. And then 1 strip to bring them both together so they don't pop up. And there you are all set. It'll look like this on the other side. And then we're just going to put some tape across this way as well. Now, technically you are all set when you do this. However, some might not like the physical appearance of this. So in that situation, what I suggest doing is just cut out a vertical strip that fits right in there like that and just tape over it and it'll look much better. And there you go, all set now. All right, well, remember before I said there was another Punisher print by John Hebert? Well, like clockwork, Teresa Pedraza came in from the Facebook group and purchased one for her husband along with a Captain America print, both of which, again, signed by the artist John Hebert. They're right up here, so let me pull them out and show it to you. I love this one. This is actually, of all the prints that I have, this one's actually my favorite. The Punisher is actually one of my favorite characters. I never mentioned that before, but I read a lot of the Punisher growing up, the regular Punisher comic book, Punisher War Journal. Unfortunately, his comic books don't tend to be worth that much money nowadays, but still, I think he's an awesome character, and this picture is just really cool. So I do have some more of those. Another one's going to get listed for that tonight. So this is the box that Mary sent me the present in, and she did such a great job packing it up that if I were to show you a live unboxing of it, it probably would have taken 3 to 5 minutes. I mean, that's how good of a job she did, which is kind of ironic because she wrote me this note in which she said, hey, let me know if I didn't pack it up well enough. Mary, you did an awesome job packing this up. Proof of it is right here. You can see the item arrived safe and sound, still with the original seal around it. This game is called The Lesion, and it was a game that's actually designed by neurologists. It's not for just, the average person to pick up and play. And I don't mean that in a mean way when I say the average person. I mean someone who just doesn't have knowledge of neurology, because that's what you're supposed to do in this game. You're supposed to figure out where the lesion is located in the brain or the spinal cord. Now, if you're brand new to my channel, you might wonder why the heck is she sending you this? Because it relates to my full-time job as a neuropsychologist. And I actually had someone tell me once when I asked for constructive criticism, one person said that I should not have told you that that's what I do for a living as my full-time job. But I always want to be honest and transparent with you here on the channel. And so, I thought it'd be interesting for people to see that, you could balance out a full-time job like that and also have a pretty active life reselling, having a social media presence, and doing all the other things I do, family life and that sort of thing. It is possible, and it's also fun. And this is fun as well, so I'm looking forward to this. Mary said I could resell it if I want. There's no comps for it. For now, I think I'm just gonna display it because I love looking at it. It's really, really cool. And who knows, maybe one day I'll play it. I haven't made a decision on that yet, but I really love the piece. I love the art on it. Thank you very much, Mary. People have asked me if they want to send me stuff. I don't put my address out on the YouTube channel or in my Facebook group, but if I know somebody and they reach out to me and they want to send me something, then I'll let you know where to send it. So anyway, thanks again, Mary. That means a lot, and I'm very happy you sent this over. All right, so we're back here in postcard land. I wanted to get one more postcard to list in addition to that other mobile reminder card. And I was thumbing through these the other day because I was sending some postcards out to Valerie, who won the mystery box from me. And one of the things she said she wanted was postcards. So I put a little bundle in there for her. So maybe she'll show those in the Facebook group one day. But anyway, this one looked pretty cool. So I put this one right to the front. I really like hillbilly related items. I find that they sell well. It's really cool, has a coffee theme to it, and it's just neat. I love all the bright colors in it. I've told you to look for that before, the reds and the yellows and the greens. It's really neat. And this one went out in 1941 from Michigan to New York. So I just think it's a cool piece, and I'm excited to get this one listed. All right, time to get this sign over in the shed. It's funny because the other day, my mother-in-law, she told me, hey, Dom, I was watching your videos and you just open up this shed right here. She's like, do you lock the shed? I'm like, of course I lock the shed. But I just unlock it before I do these clips because I don't want to sit there, forever trying to unlock it with my keys, just waste time. So I figured maybe some other people were wondering that. But I'm going to put this one back here. I'll reposition it a little bit later, just get it nested back there. And let's go pick out another one of these salt and pepper shakers. So there's a ton in here, but you know what? Let's go with the hillbilly theme, keep that going. This one is pretty cool. So we've got him right there, and he shakes out of that hat right there. And then he's got his little whiskey jug to go with it. I also have another cool hillbilly one in my eBay store right now. I am shocked that it has not sold because it is so cool. I almost didn't want to list it, but you've got to see it. Anyway, this is what we're going to go with. It's Hillbilly Day here at PTHQ. So 2 more sales to round off the evening. The first one comes in from today's subscriber of the day, Matt Granger. Matt is a longtime subscriber of this channel. He bought this item during today's Sellerthon. Thank you very much, Matt, for your support. He picked up the last Joker print signed by John Hebert as well. That is an awesome print right there. It's going to look great in a frame or just pinned up somewhere in like a man cave or a collectibles room. Just a really, really cool piece. So I appreciate the support. Matt has been supporting the YouTube channel here by watching the videos and asking great questions and commenting and all that sort of stuff. So I really appreciate all the interactive support there, Matt. Thank you very much. And this one, I'm not even going to take this one out and show it to you. It's called Ecstasy, if that gives you any idea, which is in reference to one of the girl pinup posters that I sometimes sell. There's no nudity in it, but if you saw it, you'd understand why I'm not showing it right now. But anyway, this is a $10 poster sale, and so that's it for today. So it was really an amazing day of sales. A combination of sales from the Sellerthon and ones from outside the Sellerthon. If you go to the Sellerthon event, though, you will see so many people crushed it in sales. So you have to belong there. So it's real important to join the group and take advantage of these types of events because it really could boost your sales for the day. So with that, I'm going to pack these up, get them out of here. I hope you enjoyed the video. If so, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you at the next one, everyone. Take care.